Doing some cleaning and organizing in the shop today. I've got the clutter and debris cleared off of the joiner area in this corner of the shop here. But I got a problem finding a place to put all of my long bar clamps. I've got a lot of long clamps now for making countertops, as well as some short clamps that I have hanging up over here. So today I'm going to make another clamp rack. And there's a variety of ways to do this. I don't spend a lot of time making shop fixtures, so I just try to get this done. These are some of my previous clamp racks. This is just scrap wood with a spacer. Just glue and nail those on to a 2x4, hang it on with these cheap metal brackets, and you've got a 10-minute clamp rack there. And for the pipe clamps, I notched out the 2x4. Plywood would be a better choice material. I had one break off right there, just getting wedged with the clamp. And so the new clamp rack I'm going to make use of over here. Wall space is valuable real estate in a small shop. So this is actually the last bit of wall space I have to put anything long. So it's going to hang up here. I think I'm going to have to remove this hardboard cover. There's a space in the wall there, so I'm going to take that off. And this clamp rack is going to be 3 rows deep, so I'm going to hang 3 in each slot. It's basically going to be the same thing as this, but times 3. So I'm going to make a clamp rack. I have the design over here. And these tall ones are kind of a liability to have hang just leaning up against the wall. I had them in this box for a while, but they tend to get all tangled up in there, which is a headache. So it's going to have 8 slots. Times 3 is 24, plus 3 on each side. So it'll hold 30 clamps, take up 3 foot of wall space. And I've got a bunch of cut off plywood pieces for making stretchers, so I'm going to make use of all this material here to make the clamp rack. It's going to be all plywood. And so, yeah, organization. Just a simple project today. This should take no more than 1 day to build and hang up. And let's get it done. So I also need to make some brackets for hanging my longer bar clamps. And this is not really the preferred method for hanging taller bar clamps. The shorter ones go up here, and this is okay, but you know, 12-inch or 18-inch long bar clamps can be hung like that. But with the taller ones, what can happen is that if this gets bumped, that tends to kick out like that. So this is not the ideal configuration for taller clamps, I have found by experience. So I employ this method, which goes sideways, and this is a much better way to hang taller bar clamps. And if they get bumped, they won't kick out. So it's just you measure the width of the bar, add an 1/8 inch of tolerance, and just kind of piece it together like a puzzle on the wall, how they fit. Some really big, heavy clamps are under this workbench, and I use these for pressing the zinc copper countertops. These really big, deep reach clamps are hard to find, but I have 4 of these, so I'm going to make a bracket for that and some other clamps that I have. Also making good use of scrap plywood cut-offs from other jobs. Little stuff like this can really build up in the shop, so I like to use these for making these very simple clamp racks. So I've got all of my pipe clamps consolidated here on this part of the wall. And I found out that if I turn some sideways, I can actually get 5 in a row instead of 3. So I can even get more capacity if I need it. So I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. Keeping all my clamps here opened up more wall space over here and over here. So I was able to start hanging up my bar clamps in different configurations to organize them and make them accessible. And I even have extra wall space down here that is very useful for putting extra plywood parts. And I just don't have enough room to keep all the little cutoffs, so that's going to be useful. And there's a variety of ways to make these fixtures. This has a reinforcing block here, just a skinny arm that sticks out. But all this is made from scrap material that came directly either from the burn box or my scrap wood pile over here. So I was able to make use of scrap wood and scrap plywood to make all these fixtures. So today I went a little crazy and decided to reorganize all of my light duty clamps as well, which were hanging in 3 rows, taking up this entire vertical length of wall. And so now I consolidated them into this area, and it takes up about 50% less wall space. So I've been able to hang more clamps in this area and gain extra space for putting plywood parts, etc. But this method is better because for a number of reasons. It's faster unloading and reloading the slots because I can grab, 2, 3 or more at a time. And it's just more efficient handling, whereas before I can only load and unload one at a time in those individual slots. And I can see better, like, where things are. Just I can organize it by size so I can see what's there. It's just a better method. So I'm happy with that. Ready to stop hanging clamps now and do some other projects. So more videos coming soon.